guys, so this episode is with Dr. Dan Copp from Copp Dental Group, and I recorded this episode quite a while ago. It was recorded in the fall of 2019. We're now in March 2020, longest month ever. I wanted to get this out to you much sooner, as this is day 14 of us sheltering in our homes in California. Things are stressful for all of us, and I just wanted to really be able to support you and let you know that I'm here for you and help make your day a little bit better and bring a smile to your face listening to the goodness that's going on around us. So without further ado, please enjoy this episode with Dr. Dan Copp.
You on the pod with Clare, we gon' talk about our problems, our thoughts, and share ways we can just pause and more often care. And if you lost and scared, baby, pull up a chair.
Kindness, caring, loving is the mission. As long as we all stick together, we can make a difference. I'm down with everybody, so I'm paying it forward. Only positivity, so I know you enjoying it.
Know the podcast about to start soon. Hope you like pop culture, 90s cartoons. Down with the locals like who know better. Round like Slodoko and Boo Boo Records. Yeah, know the podcast about to start soon. Grab your wood stocks and you bang the drum room. Here we go, get ready to laugh. Put your headphones on, kick back and relax.
Hey, today's sponsor is Dr. Vic Tiku at Slow Pediatric Dental. He's on Higuera Street in San Luis Obispo, or as my Spanish teacher, Mr. Montage, would say, no es Higuera, es Higuera. He's there on Higuera Street. And as his website states, he's a family man, he's a father, a husband, and a dentist in that order. So he's a great guy. I love him. I love his staff. I love his office staff. He's been in both of my daughter's schools helping educate them on proper dental care. He's done donations and been on the news. He was on KSBY. Him and his staff donated to a local boy that was needing dental work done, as he does regularly. And beyond that, he was actually involved in helping my friend out, and it didn't make it to the news. He just donated his time and resources to her and her little one. So I definitely found out about him through my friend, and when I took both my daughters there, he was just as calm and kind and gentle as could be. And if you have special needs kids that have special needs and you're weary about going to the dentist, I would totally recommend Dr. Vic and his staff. He specializes in special needs kids, and he's also a board of directors on the San Luis Obispo Children's Museum. And also, he just opened up his office in Paso Robles. So there's a little bit of a wait to get in San Luis Obispo, but totally can fit you in. And then Paso Robles, he's up there regularly now. So do what you can to get your family in, and you will just be so happy that you did. Okay, thanks, Dr. Vic, for supporting the podcast.
Hi guys, hi fans of kindness. I'm here today with my dentist, Dr. Dan Copp. Hey Dr. Copp, thanks for coming in.
Hello.
So you have been my dentist for like half a decade and slow. Do you want to talk about your journey, what brought you to San Luis Obispo?
Yeah, definitely. So kind of going back, I grew up basically in Portland, Oregon, and to be honest, I'd never actually heard of San Luis Obispo until I went to dental school, and then my good friend in dental school is Damon Barbieri, and so he's from here. And so to make a relatively long story a little bit shorter, I ended up moving down to work with his father, Ron, when Damon went back to school to become an orthodontist.
I don't know anything at all about Dr. Barbieri, but I've heard so many people say wonderful things about him.
He's a great man.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, he still is, tremendously influential person. I mean, he's like a second father to me, so yeah, I've got nothing but good things to say about him. Most of it. Just kidding.
Tell me about growing up. Who taught you to be kind? Do you have kindness role models, or today do you have certain kindness role models? You're like, what would that person do?
Kind of. I feel like it was, for me personally, it was more of a, there was just so many people that kind of played that role in my life, and were able to kind of lead by example and set an example that I could certainly emulate and follow. No individual real specific person, but tons of them. I mean, certainly my parents, teachers, and especially in high school, really the vast majority of my teachers in high school were very kind-hearted people that wanted to help and wanted to succeed, and that would always kind of go the extra mile to help you out in so many ways. And then same all through, some of the people I work with through college and did research with were same. And, and certainly more recently, Ron Barbieri absolutely fits into that category. He's a huge heart and is always impressive with how much he's wanting to do to kind of help others and do things for other people. So, more recently, he's been the biggest kind of influence in a lot of different ways.
I was going to ask, is he the one that connected you with this organization you're volunteering your time with? It's called Give Kids a Smile, or did that happen?
So, I meant to go back and look up what year we did that first, where the gist of it is bringing in kids that were identified during school screenings as needing some sort of dental care that don't have access to care and that need some help. But I don't remember what year we actually did it first. And so the joke of it has always been, I thought he signed us up for it and he thought I signed us up for it. So I actually have no idea. But we were both fine and happy to kind of continue it. And then same with the, there's also a NOR dental clinic in town that he's done a tremendous amount for, and has helped. He's been the dental director for the last couple of years, and has been on their board. And then so I'm not part of the board or anything like that, but I've certainly volunteered plenty of time and hours trying to help people. So it's a free clinic for sort of low income people in the community that also don't have insurance or any access to care. It's a phenomenal clinic.
Really recently heard about NOR. It's NOOR.
Yeah.
And people that are listening who are in need or know of someone in need, they can go check out Google NOR, San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, NOR San Luis Obispo. Should pull it up. There's a medical clinic and a dental clinic. It's amazing.
An incredible gift. So I was going to ask, when you were going from Portland to, is it Southern California that you went to school?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Then did someone kind of pull you into their tribe, or did you kind of like have to stick your neck out and say, will you be my friend? Will you study with me?
I feel like it evolved fairly organically, where you come in and there's very few people that knew each other already. There were some people that went to undergrad together, so some people didn't know each other already. And then it just sort of evolved, like I said, fairly organically, where you end up lumped together and basically everything's alphabetical. And so you certainly get to know the people that are similar last names to you, hence Copp, Barbieri, like one row apart. And certainly the people that I knew best were on the first half of the alphabet, with a couple exceptions. So you end up spending so much time there, and you're all kind of going through the same thing. So you end up certainly finding people with similar motivation and interests and all those things.
And then when you started your life in San Luis Obispo, were you moving here with your wife, or were you solo coming to school?
Solo, just me. That's why it was a very spur of the moment decision.
You were looking to start a career and you weren't in school, so I imagine it was not as easy to find your circle and your tribe here in SLO.
Yeah, it takes a long time, especially moving. from one city to another. And then, SLO is, I think, like most areas where people are fairly, they have their sort of groups intact, and so it can be very hard to kind of break into them. My saving grace and what made my life a million times easier was having been down to visit enough times and seen and met enough of Damon's friends that I knew a couple people before I got here.
That's something.
It's just like knowing one person or two people makes a world of difference versus the having to really like join clubs and do different things to learn everything from scratch. So.
Right. I think when we were growing up, it was a little bit different. I'm seeing now there's like apps for mommies who want to make friends, or people that want to like go find out who's in their neighborhood that likes dodgeball like them. But I mean, my brother was trying to relocate to Philadelphia in early 2000s, and I was like, well, how do people do this? How do you do this?
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. I think it is something that at least with the internet and some of those groups, that it's got to be at least a little bit easier. But still, like you said, I mean, you still have to like put your neck out and put yourself out there and need buddies, which is not easy to do.
Well, thanks, Damon, for bringing Dr. Copp to SLO, maybe a little portion of that. And
Definitely.
I was curious, in your practice and in your life, if you've received any thank you notes or written any that have been kind of special to you.
I do like the good old written thank you card. So I've certainly written plenty over the years. Probably the most impactful and most kind of dramatic that we've gotten, there's been a number of people where we've rebuilt their smiles, and so a couple of people that we just a combination of getting them out of tremendous amount of pain and rebuilding their smile, that really kind of changed them and changed their whole kind of perception of themselves. And as you can imagine, a lot of deep-seated positive psychological impacts. I mean, aesthetically, it's a huge portion of what you kind of portray to the world, and so those are certainly the most dramatic, most impactful, and received, so to speak.
Absolutely. Oh, I could get teary-eyed just thinking about it. I don't have big issues. I just have stains in my teeth, and I can imagine what those clients are experiencing with having you work on them. Yeah,
especially when sometimes it gets really extreme, where you've got either a lot of wear or discolorations or missing teeth, especially for younger people. I've kind of grown up with that, and having never really had that moment of just having not even good looking teeth, but or even like normal looking teeth, to then take them from that to being able to smile and be confident. And again, picture like the late teens, early 20s, and all, like going through all that is not that easy to begin with. So it's definitely something you can make a huge difference. And those are the ones that where you kind of do what we're doing, or kind of test out whatever design I had in mind and set them up in the mirror, and then the tears kind of come in.
Do they, any of your teachers in dental school teach you how to have care and compassion for your clients, or is it only textbook anatomy stuff they're teaching? Because you have this amazing gift for not just taking care of your patients, but making them feel good. And I don't know if they can teach that. It's just your natural gift.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know that. I don't know that there was anyone that necessarily kind of taught that. I think they certainly talk about philosophy and kind of developing your idea of how you want to practice and little things like that. But I don't know that anyone specifically really got into that. I'm trying to think. There were certainly, as a group, it's people that want to help and give back. So there's always some of that kind of in there. dentists don't go teach at dental schools to make money. They do it to give back. And that's what's kind of the joke of it. So, for the most part, most of the people there are really very kind people. And so there's some of that, but no, I mean, it's not necessarily anything specific that came out of school. It's more just trying to make the world a better place.
And your practice, so you have 2 other dentists that work there, as several dental hygienists, receptionists, billing people, and they're all so kind. Like, you just pick it up in the interview, or it's just
Definitely
coincidence?
No, I definitely look for it. It's a huge like make or break type trait, that to be able to really kind of work and thrive within our office culture and system, and what we're trying to do of really trying to make people kind of happier and healthier and more beautiful. Inherently you need to be kind-hearted and wanting to help other people for us. So it's definitely something I look for. Definitely took a long time to figure out that needed to be part of what I look for.
Right. I kind of get knots in my stomach when I have to deal with medical or dental insurance issues, and I just talked to your gal on the phone, and she's making me laugh, and the knots like loosening up in my belly. So thank you.
Good. They do fantastic.
Okay. You have a young daughter. Do you have any special things that you have in your family that's a ritual that you like to do to show your love for your wife and your girl, and that you guys do for each other?
That's funny that question came up for her. So she just started 2nd grade, and that came up too, and we were talking about it, and we don't really have there really aren't a lot of traditions or rituals or anything like that. I mean, I think of it more as trying to make it something that's just part of daily, hourly, weekly life. So I wouldn't say I have any real specific traditions, but it certainly fits in that bag of things that I'm sure you think about too, of you've got the small human that you're trying to kind of raise, and you have this idea of how you want them to be in the world. I mean, you want them to be their own person, but certainly wanting them to be kind-hearted and generous and all these XYZ things. And you certainly have to show them that constantly so they can see it. But it's a challenge.
I think that when you talk about her, your face lights up, and I feel like when she comes into the room, you must exude that towards her, and so she must get that from you.
I hope so. Yeah, she's hilarious. She is definitely a very kind-hearted person as well. Very caring.
So I like to ask people about their self-care. Do you feel that you're good at self-care, being a business owner and a father and everything?
I think I'm probably 1,000 times better than I was a couple of years ago. It took me a long time, life's journey, you're just constantly trying to learn and do things better, but definitely took a long time to kind of realize that element of, especially with as busy as everything is, you got to take care of yourself in order to be able to take care of other people, and make sure that foundation stays solid. So I think I do a much better job now, but it's, life's busy, and so there's never quite enough time, but
yeah,
you could argue you have to make the time, but it's not always as easy to do as it sounds.
My friend Kathy was saying that she's so boring and she goes to bed at 8:00, and that self-care for her is treating herself like how you would take care of a toddler. Make sure you get good sleeps and brush your teeth and eat good healthy snacks. And
that's huge though, yeah. That's absolutely huge.
Do you have anything that I didn't ask you that you wanted me to, or any tips that you would like to share to listeners about how to spread kindness into their world and families?
No, I'm excited for this project that you're doing, and kind of like I was saying earlier, for me, part of my goal is really trying to make a positive contribution to our community and society, and and trying to do that on multiple different levels, in a very kind of real and kind of impactful way, if possible. And so, like I said, I'm excited for this, and you trying to kind of do it in your own way too. What's particularly cool about this, though, is that you potentially have a even really significantly broader audience. So it was something in terms of the dental world. I mean, I'm generally, one-on-one working with someone, not thousands, millions, hundreds, I don't know, hundreds of
Millions
thousands.
of followers
Yeah, exactly.
that I have.
The millions and millions of people that are following you every day and every minute. So no, I think it's. I heard a quote recently that I think it's fairly apt, and it's the gist of it being, and I have no idea where it came from or who said it, that life's a mirror, and what you kind of get out of it is what you're putting into it, and it's a reflection of you and what you're doing and all that. So I felt like that was pretty accurate and pretty spot on. So I felt like the kind-hearted thing and being kind and kindness fits into that. Treating people with kindness is only going to bring in more kindness. It's not going to do anything else.
I want to thank you again for sponsoring my episode with Erin Gomez. I was so nervous to ask anybody for any support or help, and I wasn't sure if anyone would say yes, but you immediately said, yes, I'd love to support you. So I got this little boost of confidence that, I can do this. Thank you, Dr. Copp, for supporting me. Erin talked about how to take care of our earth, and he's our city council person in San Luis Obispo. So thank you for supporting him. Thank you for being here today. I want to let you guys know that if you have somebody who's taking care of you, who's a doctor or a dentist who you don't feel good with, and you're in pain and you're not getting your needs met, find someone else. I did it. I don't know why it took me so long, but I am so happy I did, and I hope you all are as well taken care of as I am. And I'm so excited to publish this. Thanks again. Okay. Night, you guys. Talk to you next week.